Hello, Washington Hospitality Association members. I'm Julia Gordon, your Senior Director of Government Affairs. Tuesday was another key cutoff for the session, which means we have great news to share with members in this week's update. First off, our alcohol home delivery bill received a strong bipartisan vote in the House on Monday night. The House adopted amendments to the bill, which means it goes back to the Senate for a concurrence vote. As you may recall from previous updates, this bill had some challenges to work through this session. This bill has been a top priority, so we've been working since day one to get it to the governor's desk. At this point, we don't anticipate any issues that could hinder the bill's progress. But as always, we will keep a close eye on the bill to keep it moving through the legislative process. Big thanks to Riley Smith, our newest member on the GA lobbying team, who led the way on our alcohol bill this year. Another top priority is House Bill 1258, which would increase the state budget for tourism marketing. While this bill is still in the Senate, it is not subject to the cutoff dates because it is necessary to implement the budget. It is on the Senate second reading calendar, meaning it can come up for a vote at any time. We will pass along additional updates on this bill as we learn more, but for now, we're optimistic on this issue as well. On the defensive side, another top priority in recent weeks has been to stop House Bill 1589 from passing in the Senate. This bill would ban the installation of natural gas in remodels and new construction starting June 30th of this year. It did not make it out of the Senate by Tuesday's cutoff, so it's considered dead for the last week of session. This team will remain vigilant to ensure the bill stays in the Senate and does not become part of the budget negotiations. This bill would have had a devastating impact on our industry, which is why we initiated an action alert for members to contact their senators to oppose this bill. And I'm pleased to report that you stepped up and answered that call. Our members made 682 contacts to their state senators. I can say without a doubt, your efforts made a difference in stopping this bill. Thank you again for responding to our action alerts and your advocacy for the hospitality industry. A big shout out to Samantha Louderback, who put in countless hours working with lawmakers to voice the major concerns our industry has with this bill. And another thank you to Dale Porter, our Government Affairs Grassroots Coordinator, who led the Action Alert campaign to engage members to oppose House Bill 1589. Switching to public safety, this was another high priority issue for the association this year. Senate Bill 5536 is known as the Blake decision fix, stemming from a court decision that made drug possession a non-chargeable offense. This bill would make drug possession a misdemeanor, but also places a heavy emphasis on treatment. Senate Bill 5352 would revise the conditions around police pursuits. It would give law enforcement more flexibility to engage in vehicle pursuits when an officer has a reasonable suspicion of a criminal offense. And House Bill 1638 would expedite the hiring process and create additional incentives for recruiting more state troopers. Each of these bills passed before Tuesday's cutoff. And on the workforce development front, House Bill 1658 would allow high school students to earn credit for paid work experience. This bill was approved by the Senate last Friday and is on its way for a governor's signature. And House Bill 1730 would allow employees 18 years of age and older to work in the back of the house of 21 and over establishments. This was a temporary allowance made during the pandemic, and House Bill 1730 would make this a permanent option. This bill was also approved by the Senate on Friday and is headed to the governor for his signature. That's all for this week. Next week is the final week of the 2023 legislative session, so be sure to tune in again as we'll have a lot more information to share. Thank you.